Hare Krishna. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, text 35. Kshetra kshetraneor evam ananta jnana sakshusha. Buddha bhakti moksham sayeviduyanti te param. Those who see with eyes of knowledge the difference between the body and the knower of the body can also understand the process of liberation from bondage in material nature, attain to the supreme goal. So before understanding the process of liberation, one must know what liberation is. And that requires an understanding the difference between body and soul. You see on the screen here all these great leaders that they don't know what liberation is. They don't know what the human life is meant for. Srila Prabhupada, in the beginning of the 1950s, he was at the house of a friend. He was not yet a sannyasi at that time, but he was asked to speak at a meeting which was about Gandhi's disappearance day. They were remembering Gandhi. And Srila Prabhupada was asked to speak that. So he was asked to speak on ahimsa, on violence. He explained that when you have some right and by force someone stops you from utilizing your right, then that is violence, that's criminal. In India, he said, Bharatvarsha, by nature, people are Krishna conscious or God conscious. Even a poor man is satisfied in God consciousness. He doesn't care being poverty stricken. By the mercy of Krishna, he gets some food and is satisfied. Brahmins voluntarily accept poverty. They don't care. A very poor Brahmin 300 years ago refused the help from the king. He said, I'm not poverty stricken. My students get some rice for me, and my wife cooks, and there is here some tamarind tree, and I get leaves from that. Very nice. I do not require anything. Sanakya Pandit, he was the greatest scholar and politician. He was living in a cottage, not accepting any salary. Srila Vyasadeva, his last contribution was Srimad Bhagavatam, such a great scholar. He was living in a cottage. That is Indian culture, Srila Prabhupada said. After many births, one is given the opportunity to take birth in the holy land of Bharatvarsha. Unfortunately, the British colonists, they tried to make everyone in Bharatvarsha by force materialists. He had the opportunity to study the works of great sages and became successful in a human being, but instead they were just spoiling their lives and spoiling the lives of others. Therefore, it is important that everyone is educated in Krishna consciousness and understands what liberation means. So that we are not dragged into the materialistic way of life. That these leaders do not know how to make others successful in human life. Without Krishna consciousness, we simply waste our time. Our attention is diverted to eating, meeting, defending, and our real business of life is spoiled. Narodam Das Thakur song, Hari Hari Vifale, I spoiled my life serving wicked materialistic man. So the human life is meant for understanding Krishna, understanding Radha Krishna, or understanding Arjuna Krishna on the battlefield, whatever. It's important that we must understand Krishna and take to Krishna consciousness. Then we will understand the objective of life, the goal of life. That so we got the human life. Now we should be educated in Krishna consciousness, understanding Krishna, and then we become liberated. That what is the transmigration of the soul? What is the goal of life? People do not understand that in society. That they have so many false theories about what liberation means. But real liberation is explained in a scientific way in Bhagavad Gita. And only devotees really understand the deeper meaning of liberation. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Jai Prabhupada.